So after watching countless players absolutely cream the enemy team with the latest mid-cottle, it got me thinking about what other support heroes you can place in a core role that we haven't seen yet. And so I got the genius idea of offlane Lich. Think about it, he has great lane pressure, and you can get an early Aghanim's and act as a kind of a budget enigma.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
And it was wank. I lost so many games. And through my inability to create my own meta, I was out of ideas and pissed. I said,
Fuck it! Fucking thing sucks!
I stormed over to Dota buff, I took a look at the highest win rate heroes in order to farm some wins and restore my ever so damaged ego. And there I saw him. My knight in shining armor, my Dino Rhino friend, Mr. Wide Load himself, Underlord, is here to bring back the wins. So the current state of Underlord is by far my favourite I've seen so far. In 7.30, he didn't really get a whole lot. In fact, he actually mostly got nerfed. And they gave him that weird portal that everyone seems to ignore. So I'll ask a rather strange question. What do you think is the scariest non-ultimate ability? Sacred Arrow? Meat Hook? The Vacuum is a great one, but there's a quiet itty-bitty ability called Firestorm, and as of 7.30 it's become the scariest, most overlooked ability in the entire game. On its own it does a decent chunk of damage, but I like to imagine Firestorm as a firearm for Underlord, and you can add all these cute little attachments to it as you please, and you can turn this firearm of his into well, illegal. You have access to a shard, an item which combos well with the ability, and not one, not two, but 3 talent choices which buff Firestorm and create this monster in which you just fucking crammed Zeus into a tube and distilled him into a green fart gas that Underlord shoots from the sky. 30k, 40k, nearly 50k damage this thing does, and all it takes is 1400 gold and level 20 on a hero who farms fast and dies last in teamfights, so he can easily soak up mad XP to reach that point early on. Item choices are also a big factor for this guy. You can go for the classic Aura King build, you know, Greaves, Pipe, Crimson, that sort of thing, but we all know that's boring. You now have access to the strongest Firestorm Underlord has ever received, so you can run people down, and because of this, I run an aggressive frontline initiator who sticks to enemies and really doesn't seem to understand what personal space is. I first start off the game with Tangos, 2 Gauntlets and 2 Mangoes. You could yoink a Quelling Blade, but 70 damage is usually enough. That leads on to Soul Ring, which always leads into Phase Boots. This dude was already slow enough, and now his fat old Dumpy is slowing him down some more. And the next item is my new favourite item on Underlord. It provides HP regen for Soul Ring use, durability, and an active that complements his toolkit, whilst being a perfect fit for a general.
Where is me?
And that's Helm of the Dominator. You can grab an Atos, which is similar. It's only 400 gold more, but the active can be more reliable, it scales better into late game, and the stats recently got buffed. But can an Atos do this? And that's the cool part about Helm over Atos. You can utilize Dark Rift aggressively, lock enemies down for a good 3 to 4 seconds, and shrug off damage with your crazy armor values that you got from your first 3 items. So whilst Dark Rift is off cooldown, I can act similar to a Spectre actually, and just farm away whilst Frank here... you gotta name your creep, that's the rules. Anyway, whilst farming away, Frank can scout ahead, find heroes, approach lanes, and as Master Assassin Frank moves in for the kill, you TP in to assist and take him out together. After Helm, I consider my options. It's usually you either build Eternal Shroud to tank up against Magic Burst, and the lifesteal with your Firestorm is nice too. Or, if their magic is lacking, then I usually grab a Blink to initiate fights, which usually leads into a Shard, and eventually a Shivers to chill out those heated teamfights a little bit. He's a hero of versatility, so grab whatever's necessary. A BKB, a Halberd, AC, eggs.
Got him!
But that more or less covers my findings on the latest Underlord. The hero feels decent to play, and I find this playstyle hell of a lot more enjoyable than Greaves into Pipe into Crimson. Shit's whack. Go make a friend, and watch the world burn together. That's the true Underlord experience. I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.